Hi Simon, I might just start around the general squad update. Just kind of talk a few players carrying niggles over the last few days. Everyone seems to be training out there. Are you all good to go for this weekend?
Yeah.
Aside from Dan and Craig, obviously.
Yeah. No, everyone trained today. Hef and Doki came in as well and took part of the first session. But yeah, everyone apart from Dan and Craig were available and trained.
How pleased have you been with the reaction this Saturday from what you're seeing on the pitch this week?
Yeah, listen, we wouldn't expect anything any different from the lads. I think when you put in a performance that doesn't match the levels that the lads have put in across the last couple of seasons, then there's clearly disappointment, and there's no better group to take responsibility for that and get a second opportunity this weekend.
On Saturday when we spoke to Andy, he said probably the energy in defence in that early part of the game was something that frustrated. What have you seen on review? What have you picked out of the game since then?
Yeah, I guess they put the ball into space, which we anticipated, but we didn't deal with that as well as we should have done. And sometimes the team will find a way to get into space, and we didn't shut that down in the way that we would normally do. And there's plenty of fixes for that, but essentially we have to be better this weekend, both sides of the ball, especially in the first half. But as the game went on, we grew massively into the game and finished stronger. So we'll take a lot of confidence from that. But you can't give a side like South Africa the type of space that we allowed them because they've got too many quality players to put you under pressure and take advantage of that space.
What do you think that was, Simon? Is that like a communication thing or is it technical or tactical?
I think it's a little bit. I think if you lose a few collisions, then you're on the back foot, and then it's a bit of a sort of a spiral of negativity in terms of you've got to try and create something within that, whether that's the comms, whether that's individuals working a little bit smarter and finding a way to find solutions. So it's probably a combination, Murray, of things that we didn't quite get right in that first 20 minutes when they got some decent gains from us. But like I say, I think after half time we fixed a lot of those things and it made us much more difficult to break down. And I thought in the second half we were much better both sides of the ball.
Were you surprised that the Springboks started play and the approach to the game?
In terms of
The expansive.
No, I think they've the ability for them to play to that sort of space, the width has always been there. They can play a couple of styles of game, can't they, with their forward pack and the ability to try and win the game and win the collisions a little bit tighter. But they also have, since we've been playing them the last few years, they've had incredible sort of backs that can play to space, play with footwork, play the kicking game. And with Tony Brown's inclusion as well, I think that adds another dimension to the way that they can attack.
Simon, that doesn't make it more difficult to defend against because they used to maybe bash it up and then go right. They now go right almost the first phase when you still got to defend those the big guys coming around line. So has it stretches your defence a little bit. Has it made it a bit trickier to get a read on how?
Not really. I think like anything, you win the collision. It makes it easier for you to play a number of different ways. It's harder when the ball is slower to play to maybe that space earlier. We allowed them probably to gain some front football, and therefore that gives them an opportunity to play through us or play wider. When you win collisions in defence and when you're able to create time and tackle and slow the speed of ball up, then it becomes much more difficult for a team, like any team, to put the ball to the space. If they do, then I think they're doing that on your terms as a defensive team as opposed to their terms. So we know that we can be better in that area, making sure that we defend off nine, but also defend wider out. And to be fair to most teams of the world now, that they're multifaceted, and you've got to be able to defend more than one way.
Final question in this section.
What do you make of them obviously announcing an unchanged side?
Yeah, obviously a vote of confidence after their victory, and it's not unusual, I guess, but maybe it gives those guys to back up another performance. So we expected probably a similar type of team, and they've gone with the same 23, which makes it maybe it makes it a little bit easier previewing them, because we know a lot of their individuals, and we're aware of a lot of their strengths within their team.